When it comes to Batman games, the good far outweighs the bad. But when it comes to the bad Batman games, people are quick to point out the usual stinkers. Batman Forever on the Super Nintendo and Batman Dark Tomorrow on the GameCube. But there's one game that I've discovered that made my blood boil and my stomach curdle. This particular Batman game is so horror bad that I don't know how it's been able to stay under the radar, especially in this modern era. It's time to let the world know. This awful game was made on the Sony PlayStation in 2001. I threw it in the trash, that's how bad it is. Oh my gosh! No, I don't think that helps. Oh gosh. No, you know what? Oh, let's see if I can stomach the smell. The game in question, Batman Gotham City Racer. If you've never heard of this game, consider yourself lucky. If you have, I am pretty sure it's reopening old wounds. I cannot begin to describe how downright awful this game is. I took it out of the trash, but it definitely belongs there. Gotham City Chaser is a racing game. All you do is drive the Batmobile around Gotham City, chasing down villains and stopping their evil plots. How weird is that? We're all used to playing Batman games where Batman's just going around beating up the bad guys. Yet here, Batman is in the Batmobile the entire time. From time to time, you get cutscenes from the animated series. They're nice and all, but if I want to see the animated series, I'd watch the animated series. After inputting your name, you get your first mission. Rescue Tim Drake from Two-Face. So the game begins and say hello to the worst controls for a driving game in history. My words will never articulate the mental anguish that I went through when I played this game for the first time. The Batmobile was slamming around everywhere despite my best efforts to drive carefully. So here I am, trying my hardest to drive to the docks and save Tim Drake, and there are detour signs randomly posted throughout the city. These detour signs are almost always positioned where the most logical road to take to get to where you have to go. The map and the arrows are so bad at giving directions that it makes my head hurt. The yellow boxes are the detours. The red dots will always be the villains, but the map is so hard to understand and it doesn't guide you to where you have to go very well. This arrow sometimes points in the wrong direction. And then there's a timer. If your timer runs out, you lose. If the Batmobile takes up too much damage on the road, you lose. There are cars that you'll always slam into unintentionally because of how bad the controls are. So I arrive at the docks and I get a cutscene from the series. After that, your missions will basically always be the same. You'll either have to shoot a villain to stop them or just tail them to see where they go. If you're spotted, you lose. You'll have a villain jailed only for them to break out of prison again. There are power-ups available in the game. The clocks give you more time, the red crosses are for health, the lightnings are to give you a stronger weapon. I'm not sure what this beam is and I have no idea what this orange thing does. After you complete a mission, you're given a percentage score. It seems that anything above 50% is a passing grade, but who cares about this? If you beat a stage, why is it going to matter what percentage score you got? You apprehended the bad guys, and how is this score even determined? I can't help but mention how bad the controls are. You're constantly slamming around everywhere while trying to get to your destination. Oftentimes when you're chasing a villain, these narrow roads make it even more difficult to navigate around. And if the villain gets far enough away from you, he disappears on the radar, and now only by luck will you be able to find them. And for some reason, whenever you're playing the game, the background music cuts off abruptly and starts back up again. The developers couldn't just loop the music? Do you want to guess how many missions there are in this game? You really want to know? 51. 51 missions to complete the game. Who's going to sit here and play this crap for 51 missions? And isn't 51 too much for a game where all you're doing is driving around? This is one of the worst games I've ever played. King Arthur and the Knights of Justice on the Super Nintendo finally has some competition, and that's nothing to be proud of. What's sad here is that you don't even need Batman in this game. Every Batman game follows a simple rule. It's Batman with a gimmick. That gimmick being action-adventure, action RPG, side-scroll and beat 'em up, or what have you. This is the first time I've ever seen where the roles are reversed. This is a racing game, and Batman just happens to be in it. At many points throughout this game, I forgot that I was playing a Batman game, because that's just how irrelevant Batman is in this game. And if it wasn't for the cutscenes from the animated series, I'd have forgotten completely. Why would you make a game like this? If this driving game was just one of different modes in a specific Batman game, then I would understand. I'd say this mode sucks, but then I'd play the other modes and enjoy playing a Batman game. Oh, and by the way, you can also play as Batgirl. She rides on a motorcycle, and look at it. Does that look like a motorcycle to you? It looks like a pod with wheels. This design is awful. And believe it or not, steering this motorcycle is far, far worse than driving the Batmobile. Since it's faster and lighter than the Batmobile, it makes it harder to control, and chasing after enemies with this motorcycle is such a pain. The bike goes everywhere, so it's hard to maintain a steady pace. And apparently Poison Ivy and Harley managed to kidnap Bruce Wayne. How did they do it? It begs an explanation. So after you stop both of them, it says that Bruce Wayne is saved, but Ivy and Harley got away with all the money and Bruce Wayne's wallet. They stole Batman's wallet. In the next stage, you find out that Ivy and Harley are using Bruce Wayne's credit card at a toy store. So off Batman goes to get his credit card back. This is not happening. You manage to track them down. You jail Ivy, but Harley magically escapes. This can't be real. After that, the Joker plants bombs all throughout Gotham. Killer Croc steals an armored truck. Two-Face comes back around, and Catwoman, Mr. Freeze, and Scarecrow make appearances. Playing this game is detrimental to one's health, but I gotta keep going. I gotta finish this game for the sake of the game review. Managed to make it to the last levels, where you're dealing with the Joker and Harley. After you throw them in jail, you think that'd be over, but no. Scarecrow has decided to take over City Hall. After all that, and the Joker isn't the final boss? So weird. So you stop the Scarecrow, you help Batgirl over to a hospital, but is it over? Nope. You get a last cutscene of Harley and multiple villains complaining about Batman. They bust out of Arkham, and now you have to capture them all at the same time. The last villain that you have to round up is the Riddler. Now, the Riddler is my favorite Batman villain, so it's nice to see him in this game, but it's bittersweet. More bitter than sweet. After you apprehend the Riddler, the game ends with a cutscene of Batman overlooking Gotham City atop a building. We're not done, guys. There are more modes to check out. In Patrol, you're driving around Gotham City and random things will happen, such as bank robberies. You'll have to chase and apprehend whichever villain is committing the robbery. Two-Player Pursuit is a two-player game where you play with a friend, but I don't know why you'd want to play this with a friend. So there you have Batman Gotham City Racer, the worst Batman game in existence. After going through this kind of torture, I suggest you guys all take a nice cold shower to get the stink off of you. So what do you guys think? Is this the worst Batman game in existence? You guys are speechless. I get it. Anyway, I'm cranky. I want to end this game review, so that's exactly what we're going to do. See you next time.